Hey guys, before taking your car to a mechanic for a leaking exhaust, make sure to watch this video until the end because I am going to show you how to fix it for under $10. And these are the tools that you're going to need. I bought this steel stick at my local auto parts store, and they make all kinds of stuff like this, so it doesn't have to be this exact stuff. But what it is it's an epoxy putty that when it is applied and dries, it becomes as hard as steel. You're going to need a shop vac and possibly an extension cord, some duct tape, a wire brush to clean up the area, and I recommend a pair of rubber gloves. Oh, and one more thing, get yourself a spray bottle of some really soapy water. It's very important. I use Dawn, but it really doesn't matter what kind of soap you use. You're also going to need yourself a decent car jack and at least 2 stands. Now this can be a bit of an initial investment if you don't already have these things, but if you plan on continuing to work on your own car, these things are going to pay for themselves over and over again. Also, if you plan on continuing to work on your own car, consider subscribing to my channel. I plan on making a lot more how-to videos just like this. Alright, let's get that car jacked up and get started. Sound is coming from the rear and it doesn't sound good. So let's fix that. So I just shoved the hose of a shop vac into the exhaust. I sealed it off with duct tape and we're about to blow some air into the exhaust. For this next step, make sure you have yourself a bottle of soapy water. It's very simple. Spray down your exhaust in the area that you hear the noise from, and wherever you see air bubbles, that is where your leak is. A little spray, and there it is. There's our leak. We found it right there at the flange. Should have known. As you can see, this is a pretty bad leak. Another way you could potentially fix this is to replace the flange gasket, but as you can see, that's a lot of rust and would be a lot of extra work for about the same price. It's going to be way easier to just put some putty on it. Use a wire brush to clean that area. You could even use some sandpaper afterwards and some rubbing alcohol on a rag to make it even cleaner. Just remember that the cleaner it is, the better that seal is going to be. I'm not going too crazy on the cleaning, but it'll still hold up. So what I did is I took the hose of the vacuum and I put it on the other side to make the air suck in. So this does 2 things. First of all, it's making it so that I don't miss any spots. It'll be sucking the air in on my finger, letting me know that I didn't cover that spot. And it also will potentially get a better seal, sucking that putty in while I'm pushing it in. I actually didn't realize until I got started that the leak is basically all the way around the flange. So it's a good thing for that vacuum, otherwise I would have missed a lot of spots. You can use this putty actually to fix any part of your exhaust. Obviously, if you have a big hole in your exhaust pipe, then you're going to want to use something else. It can still be patched up. They sell tape specifically designed for your exhaust, and they also sell clamps. As opposed to taking it to a mechanic where they would have replaced your exhaust, costing you hundreds, you can just save that money, and it'll function just the same. This will probably be dry in a couple hours, but I'm going to give it about 24 hours to dry. You want to make sure it's dry before starting that car up, as excited as you may be to see if it works, because if you start it up before it's dry, it's just going to blow it right out and all that work is going to be for nothing. So make sure it's dry. Alright, that seal is dry, so now let's start it up. Alright, you hear that? That sounds beautiful. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this video.